Welcome Dash fam, welcome Bike Gang. TST Group LLC sent me, the best dasher alive, aka eDaddy Dasher, aka Lil Sport Mode, a new e-bike. It's called the Dreamer Step Through. We're gonna test it out and see how it goes. On the website tstebike.com, it's going right now for $9.99. Honestly, I think that's a good price for this bike. I could see this bike going for a bit more than that and getting away with it. The specs: 1 to 5 gear levels, speed from 0 to 28 miles per hour. Maybe a little bit confusing here. The actual gear levers on the shifter, which you'll see to shift through the gears and add more resistance to the pedals, I believe there are 7 of those, but there are 1 to 5 speed levels, PAS, pedal assist levels, which you'll see. Those range from up to 28 miles per hour. Why I need to address something right here, that I struggled at the beginning for my first rides before I figured out that you have to unlock this type of e-bike, because I was having 2 problems. It was said that I was reading it goes 28 miles per hour. It was only going like 21 miles per hour max. And then also the throttle was only working once I started pedaling. What I figured out later is I had to just go into some settings right there on the LCD screen on the bike, and you just change a couple things and then your throttle works, and then you can unlock the higher speeds and you can unlock higher levels of acceleration. That's a big part of this bike. As it says right here, it has a 1300 watt motor, rear wheel driven motor. Most of them are rear wheel driven, but it's a 1300 watts, so it's a pretty big motor on this type of bike, and it performs. Like, it really does give you an extra boost, kind of jump you, accelerate, more torquey for sure. It's more powerful, but that also does zap your battery a bit more, quite a bit more. We'll do a range test. Max 450 pounds, which is pretty cool. This bike can handle quite a bit of weight, so if you're a very heavy person, this bike can handle you. If you want to put 2 people on it, not a problem, bike can handle it. 4 to 5 hours to fully charge, we'll talk about that. 48 volt, 15 amp battery capacity. Yeah, it was chill, but the 1300 watt motor, and when you choose the highest settings for the most torque, acceleration, power, the battery capacity really gets sucked out quick. So they increased the wattage, the motor, the supply, the power supply, but didn't really increase the battery to compensate for that. So you kind of just lose battery a little quicker than you'd like. Range 65 miles. We're gonna have to talk about that. They always advertise the go the slowest amount of speed possible and you can get this many miles, 65 miles. When we torque it out, put it in the highest modes, little sport mode goes to town, we're not anywhere close to 65 miles. This is what we're looking like, all set, ready to go. All I've done is I've charged it. Again, charging port right there. This is the battery. All I've done is make sure it's charged up. So let's turn it on for the first time here. Power button. There's the screen. All right, PAS, that's our pedal assist modes. So we click it up, see how high it goes. I believe it's 5 modes. Yep, it's got 5 pedal assist modes. 5 will be the fastest, will give you the most acceleration when you use the pedals, and 1 the least. 0 is off. There's our miles per hour gauge. Lights, got to hold down for the light to turn on and off, and then the exclamation mark, so it just allows you to switch through your trip, odometer options, and miles per hour. There's a battery gauge for you right there. That's nice, I like that. And right here we've got the thumb throttle, and then over here we've got 7 Shimano speeds right there to roll through to give the pedals more resistance. So I'm going to start off just pedaling it like a regular bicycle, no pedal assist, and it's currently set to gear 7, so it's making it kind of hard to pedal. So let's gear down. Alright, just went through all the gears nicely. So far, it's not bad to pedal as a regular bicycle. Definitely works. It's a little bit heavy. Yeah, if I run out of battery or something, I can totally pedal this home. If it's very far, like 20 or 30 miles, yeah, that's gonna suck a little bit, but it's doable. All right, let's go pedal assist mode now. All right, pedal assist mode 1. I'm not really noticing anything. Let's go to 2. A little bit, but that's kind of slow, to be honest. All right, let's kick it up into pedal assist mode 3. Okay, 3's got a little bit of speed to it, going 13 miles per hour. That's not fast, but we're just comparing stuff so far. All right, I'm kicking it up into 4 now. All right, so there was level 4 at a casual pedal that got us up to 16 miles per hour. So I'm hoping level 5 here gets us going a bit faster, because this bike's supposed to go 28. And after this, we'll test the throttle and see what that does. Give it a full pedal in mode 5 here. Why does it say 28 and it doesn't go 28? So far, it only goes 19, 20 miles per hour. I'm gonna hit the throttle now, see what the throttle does. That's disappointing, man. Took me up to 21, and then now I'm back down at 18, 19 miles per hour. Why were they saying 28? As you can see, like I explained earlier, I'm struggling not knowing that I need to unlock the bike, change some settings to reach top speed, and even not knowing that, so having the bike locked down to lower settings, I went and tested it on some dirt and some hills to see how it performed. There's the hill right there. All right, throttle only this time. Unless I have to start pedaling, which I might have to, because the throttle's not really doing the trick right now. Kind of. Let's see, it gets a bit steeper here though. Oh, it's struggling. It's doing it though. Slowed down a lot, but it's still going. Let's see if it gets us through this last spot. Wow, okay. So it slows way, way, way down. But at its slow speed, it still crawls. That's pretty sick. I didn't expect that. I thought I was gonna get stuck and have to pedal. And to be honest, the wheels and the brakes are handling this dirt and sand and hills really nicely. What doesn't feel super great is the shocks. They don't feel terrible, but I felt a lot nicer. I'm gonna pedal this time and see how far we can get, how fast we can do it. Yeah, so pedaling, I mean, I'm putting some real strength in the pedaling. I was able to get up a lot faster that time. The rattle is this little piece of the fender not being snug on there. So I figured out all the settings, and then I went out and did a range test. So this is gonna be a range test completely maxed out at full little sport mode. We got the battery all charged up to 100%. Let's get this up to pedal assist number 5. And you can see we got full battery right there. So let's get rolling. All right, so 60 miles of max range is the claim. What did we get? I tested this in 2 different ways. The first way was just full throttle, no pedaling. Again, maxed out settings. Fully sport mode, full acceleration, full power. And that gave me 20 miles at full speed. And then it gave me about 4 more miles, a little like 4.5 more miles at a decreased speed where I no longer had the full top speed. And as those 4 miles went along, I just lost more and more speed along the way until it just wouldn't move anymore. Then I went and I tested it a second time, and the second time I kept it all max settings, but I only pedaled this time. I didn't use the throttle at all. And that gave me 2 more miles. I got 22 miles until I started to decrease in speed, and I got an extra 5 for a total of 27 miles. But really, you never want to run the battery down as low as I did. You don't want to run it to actually when it's dead. I'm just doing that to see how it all tests out. So that is quite disappointing. Like I said, it's very fun to ride. It's torquey, it's powerful, but that when you have it maxed out and you're using those settings, it really just sucks your battery, because if you watch my previous scooter video, it has the same size battery as that little scooter has, but it's got a lot more power that it's pulling out of that battery. So you just zap it real quick. Instead of the 65 as advertised, you're getting 20. Big difference there. So like, I love to use this bike for quick little cruises around. I'm not using it as a range bike, but it does, like the fat tires on it are dope. They work well. I've had it in a bunch of different terrain. You got to be careful because they will puncture, but you know, just in off-road terrain, road terrain, had it in some snow on a little bit of ice. It has performed well. I do wish it had, there's a pro and a con to the seat. The con is that it is not very comfortable. It could definitely be more comfortable, especially if you're gonna kind of rock this bike a little bit. It would be nice if it had a cushier seat. But also what I do like about the seat is the way they designed it is from the back of it, it has like a hook and a handle and a piece of hard plastic, so you can pick it up right there from the behind the seat really easy, which is a very convenient place to lift your bike from. Alright, so I've got the TST wheels charger right here. This is the battery. Plug it in. You can see it's all plugged in there. It's still showing green, and when I check the meter on it here, it gives me one flash of red. So hopefully it's just so dead that it needs a little bit of charge to update over here. Alright, so it has switched to red, plugged in and everything. When I come here and check the meter, it's still just giving that one flash of red dot. So it doesn't look like it's actually captured any charge yet, but it's recognizing now that it's not charged. So we'll just check back on it and see if it has captured any charge yet in a little bit. 4 hours later now, still showing red on the charger, but when I come check here, it's showing all green bars. It looks orange on the phone right now, but that first one's red still. Green light, still red in that first one, but the rest is all green, so should be full. That took 4.5 hours. I think it's a super fun bike. I think it's pretty good bang for your buck. Delivery wise, I think it's totally possible to do some deliveries, and it does have a swappable battery, so just get extra batteries. You can just swap those out.